I can still hear the sound of her laughter echoing through his condo. It was sharp, breathy, the kind of laugh that comes after something dirty, not funny. Her head was thrown back, my man's hand cupping her breast, his mouth on her neck, his pants on the floor, and my heart in pieces. I did not knock. I had a key. He gave it to me. I still had the taste of the weekend we just spent together, wineries in Lancaster, candlelit dinners, slow mornings in bed. I came to surprise him with his favorite almond croissants and a massage voucher. Instead, I found his naked back arching above her, his sweat dripping like confessions I never asked for. Welcome to Silent Affairs, where stories like this remind us we are not alone. Thank you to all my subscribers who continue to pour love into this space. To my new and returning viewers, I see you, and I am beyond grateful you are here. I cannot wait for you to hit that subscribe button, because that little click fuels this channel and keeps me telling these raw, real stories. And please, share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what this moment would have done to you. My name is Rachel, and I live in the suburbs of Pennsylvania. I am 34. I am a trauma nurse. And apparently, I was a placeholder. Eli was everything that looked like forever. Tall, sculpted, owned his own fitness studio, called my mother on Sundays, kissed my forehead before I fell asleep. We met at a first responders appreciation event. He admired my strength. I admired his gentleness. He made it easy to love him. Or maybe I made it easy for him to hide. It started with late gym nights. Then silent phones. Then the hesitation when I reached for him. But he still kissed me like I was his only one. He still said soon when I asked about marriage. And I still believed him. Until that Monday morning. I stood there. Still. Croissants trembling in my hands. My mind went numb, but my eyes locked on his. He saw me. He paused. And then, so calmly, he pulled the blanket over the both of them. No panic. No guilt. Just indifference. I did not scream. I did not cry. I placed the bag on his granite counter like I came to drop off breakfast and not my soul. And I left. He did not run after me. I sat in my car for 10 minutes before my body caught up to my mind. Then it hit. My chest collapsed on itself. My throat burned. I screamed so loud my voice gave out. And then I shook. I shook until the steering wheel blurred through my tears. I was never his forever. I was just his pause. He needed me while he figured himself out. While he waited for someone easier, someone newer, someone who did not challenge his ego. I was the nurse who stitched his past together, but never the one he wanted in his future. The next day, he texted. You were not supposed to see that. I did not reply. I vomited instead. That was not the first red flag. There were so many signs I swallowed. The female friend, who always posted thirst traps and tagged him in memories, the way he refused to let me meet his co-trainer, the sudden need for space after we looked at engagement rings. But I chose love over truth. Loyalty over logic. And I paid in blood and silence. The woman he slept with? I would learn who she was soon enough. And that twist would nearly break me. But in that moment, sitting in my car, clutching croissants that would never be eaten, all I knew was that the man I trusted with my body, my family, and my future, was no longer mine. He never was. It took me a week to sleep again. And even then, it was not real sleep, just a series of shallow dreams interrupted by memories of him gripping her waist. I would close my eyes and see her moaning his name. I would open them and remember I had built my life on someone else's lie. The worst part? It was not even the sex. It was the ease. The comfort he had with her body. The confidence. It meant it had not been the first time. Eli did not call. He did not show up. He did not even pretend to fight for me. That silence was the final confession. We met 2.5 years ago at a gym-sponsored first responders brunch. I was there in my scrubs, covered in the exhaustion of a 12-hour shift, and he was in joggers and a fitted tee that told me everything I needed to know. He was confident. Charismatic. He flirted with his eyes before his mouth even moved. But when he spoke to me, I mean really spoke to me, it was different. He called me strong. Not sexy. Not beautiful. Strong. I was hooked. We moved fast. By month 3, I was sleeping at his condo 3 to 4 nights a week. By 6 months, we were planning trips, sharing bills, folding our lives together. And yet, he never gave me a drawer. My clothes stayed in a gym bag. My toothbrush lived in his medicine cabinet, but my soul lived on borrowed time. The first red flag? Her name was Macy. She was his friend from high school. She still lived in town, apparently ran yoga classes on weekends, and laughed too hard at his stories on Instagram. I remembered one day scrolling through her page and seeing a picture of her in his gym, sitting on the bench he swore was broken. The caption? Always fixing broken things with you flexed biceps. I asked about it. He shrugged and said I was insecure. So I swallowed my suspicion and smiled through it. But now the broken bench made sense. So did the days he forgot his phone at the gym. The nights he showered before I arrived. The messages he deleted to keep his inbox clean. I sat at my kitchen table, shaking, and opened my laptop. I typed her name into Instagram and found her page again. Public. Pretty. Predictable. Scrolling down, I stopped on one photo from last fall, a Halloween party at a private club. I saw Eli's unmistakable arm wrapped around her waist. His face was cropped out, but I knew the tattoo on his bicep. I used to kiss it after sex. So it had been going on for months. Maybe longer. And I was just the fool in love. The placeholder. The emotional crutch while he tested out other versions of happiness. I sent one message. Just one. To Macy. I wrote. How long? She read it. Then blocked me. That told me everything. The next few days were a haze of humiliation. My friends tried to rally around me, but I did not want comfort. I wanted answers. I wanted the truth scraped raw. I wanted to understand how someone could make love to me, kiss my parents' hands at Thanksgiving, rub my back during my period cramps, and still lie with someone else. And then I remembered something I had forgotten. 2 months ago, I had noticed a necklace on Eli's dresser. A gold chain with a small letter M. When I asked about it, he told me it was for his niece. She had left it in his car. He does not have a niece. Everything clicked in like a horror movie reveal. The late workouts. The new cologne. The weekend he canceled our spa trip because of a stomach bug. Now I could see it. That same weekend, Macy posted pictures from a cabin in the woods. Fireplace. Red wine. A man's jacket draped over a chair. It was his jacket. I wanted to destroy everything. The photos on the wall. The hoodie he left at my place. The mug we bought on our trip to Nashville. But I could not move. My body was numb, but my mind was racing. I was not mourning him. I was mourning who I believed he was. The final blow came from someone I never expected. Riley, one of Eli's gym employees, a soft-spoken woman who always complimented my shoes, messaged me on Facebook. She said, I am so sorry you had to find out this way. You deserved better. We all knew. But none of us thought it would go on this long. We all knew. I dropped my phone. I had been walking around in delusion while everyone else saw the truth. Even the girl folding towels knew my forever was a fraud. I could not cry anymore. I was dry inside. Like every tear had been harvested and poured into her body. I lay in bed, curled up like a child, whispering his name like it still belonged to me. And somewhere deep inside, I still wanted him to call. To tell me it was all a mistake. To beg. To kneel. To say I was the one. But silence. His kind of love came with expiration dates. I just never got the memo. I stopped answering everyone's calls. My phone buzzed for days with friends asking if I was okay, if I wanted to talk, if I needed a drink. I did not want to talk. I did not want to drink. I wanted to vanish, or more truthfully, I wanted to burn. For 2 weeks, I barely left my bed. My body ached from doing nothing. But the ache inside, that was surgical. Clean. Exact. Like love had been removed from my chest without anesthetic, and all that remained was open skin and silence. And then, something in me snapped. Not broken. No. I snapped awake. I was not going to let him turn me into a casualty. I had survived worse. Trauma bays. Suicidal teenagers. Code blues. I had held dying mothers in my arms and told them their children were safe. And here I was, wrecked by a man who could not even say sorry. No. I would not let a coward shape my ending. It was a Sunday. I did not plan what happened. I just felt it. I showered. Put on the same navy dress I wore to Eli's gym launch party. The one he said made me look like a woman who owned the room. I curled my hair. Sprayed that vanilla scent he always leaned into. And I walked into his gym at 9:48 a.m. sharp. His back was to me. He was adjusting weights while Macy stood at the front counter, chewing gum like a child. I watched the way her fingers grazed his lower back as she laughed. He turned to say something, and froze. The way his face dropped when he saw me. It fed something in me. He whispered her name, like shielding her would protect him from the truth I had come to deliver. But I did not come to fight. I came to bury. I smiled at Macy. Still wearing the necklace I bought him? I said. She blinked. He turned red. You think you won something, I continued. But let me tell you the prize. He kisses with lies in his mouth. He apologizes without meaning it. And when you think you have him, he is already looking for your replacement. Her smile faltered. I stepped closer. You are not special. You are just next. Then I looked at him. And for the first time since this nightmare began, I felt nothing. No pain. No heartbreak. Just emptiness. You were never mine, I said. But I was fully yours. And you destroyed that. He opened his mouth, but I walked away before he could speak. I did not need closure from a man who refused to open the door when I knocked with my whole heart. The next few months were brutal, in the best way. I grieved. I screamed into pillows. I ran 5 miles a day just to stop shaking. I deleted his number. Blocked him everywhere. I threw out every photo, every hoodie, every souvenir of a future that would never come. But the real healing came in smaller ways. The morning I made coffee without crying. The afternoon I went to the grocery store and did not search for his favorite snacks. The night I laughed so hard with friends that my stomach hurt. That was the rebuild. Eli tried to reach out once. An email. No subject line. It just read. I was scared of how much I loved you. I deleted it. I wanted to scream. I wanted to ask, is that what you call cheating? Loving me too much? But instead, I chose silence. He deserved nothing more than the sound he left me with. It has been 1 year. I moved into a new apartment. Small. Sunny. Just mine. I still do not date. Not because I am broken. But because I have finally fallen in love with someone else, myself. I started a journal titled Echoes of Me. It is filled with thoughts, reflections, memories. But mostly, power. The things I lost. And the things I found after him. Eli did not break me. He introduced me to the version of me that refuses to settle for almost. I was never just a pause. I was a lesson. I was the one who stayed loyal when he could not stay awake to his own soul. If you are listening to this, and you are in pain, know this. Some people are not forever. They are warnings. And sometimes, losing them is the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Thank you for letting my story echo into your life.